Alright, today we're back at the Orson Trailhead, attempting to go up our favorite mountain to Lone Peak. But today we're just going to the cabin instead of the entire Lone Peak. So here we go, getting onto Cherry. My plan is go up to Cherry and then just come back down Cherry Canyon. Sometimes I like to do the Eagle Trail and then come down Cherry or vice versa, but today I decided just to come up and down Cherry. So here we go, starting a little early so the sun doesn't get me, and a lot of the leaves are dropping. And this part is super exposed. It's very steep, a ton of switchbacks, and it's just pain. I like to call it the Plains of Sorrow. It's really bad. But eventually you'll get to the ridge top and it gets a little less exposed and a little less steep. We are going on the ridge now, on the Plains of Sorrow. There's Utah Lake over there in a strange little temple. Who knows what they're doing there? So now we're actually going up into the mountains instead of just switchbacking forever. Into these mountain mahogany trees. And up that way is Lone Peak. There's a couple intersections, so make sure you're on the right one. That looks dangerous. A little bit of snow, so not too bad right now. I was expecting a little bit more. And a lot of these little streams on the trail. If you have a water filtration system, this would be a good idea instead of having to lug up all that water. There's a little squirrely Jim. He looks like a Frank. And most of this is in the shade, so it got a little chilly, but in the summer it helps a lot. But today it was really cool, a little brisk in some parts. So now we're actually at the cabin. You saw there's a little bit of snow. Here we go inside. And the pizza box is not there anymore. So, what are you gonna do? You can see those mountains. And I didn't really get a good shot of all the snow, but as soon as you go past the cabin, there is a lot of snow. But there's patches. And we're just coming back down the trail. There's one of the intersections, so make sure you know which one you're going on. And there is Jacob's Ladder, a quicker but more hellish trail to the top. Here we go. My knees are getting a little sore now, but we're almost done. Alright, so if you want a more in-depth review of the whole Lone Peak, I have some videos out there, but today I'm just going to do the Lone Peak rating using Solitude, Scenery, and Difficulty. So Solitude's an 8. I only saw a couple people on the entire trail, and especially if you get farther up, there's not really a lot of people, and the trail is just super long, so you have a lot of chance for Solitude. Then Scenery, I'd give it an 8.5. There's cool views of the valley below, the lakes around you, and the actual forests in the mountains are really cool, and there's a ton of cool rocks. So not as cool if you went all the way to Lone Peak, but still pretty awesome. And then difficulty's an 8. It's just super steep and it's super long. Some of the trails are really rutted out, but not nearly as hard if you went all the way to Lone Peak. Today took me about 7 hours and is about 12 miles, so it's quite a long trail. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, clap your toenail together and make a really loud sound, and then